Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and we are going to make this Scrappy Christmas Crafts project. I did have a walkthrough video, which I'll link in the description box if you did not see it already. I just think this is just so cute. I love the shape of it. It's so cute. It's so little. I love littles. They're my favorite. But this is perfect for using up those scraps. Anything that is less than, like 5 by 5 is perfect for using up scraps. But when you have like skinny leftovers, this is even better because this is a 4 by 5.5 folio. And I literally just had a whole bunch of black Artisan scraps in my scrap bin. And I was like, okay, what the heck can I make with this? So I got them all out. Some of them I had to match up because some are different papers, but this is all Artisan. And I just, used what I had in there. And then I had not even half of a 6 by 6 pad and some scraps from this collection. So I wanted to use that up, which I still didn't. I still have I don't even know. I still have some of that to use. So I'll probably do like a card folio. But we are going to go ahead and get started. So here is what we need. And as soon as I start the tutorial, the sun starts coming through the blinds. So if it doesn't go away in a second, I will flip up the blinds a different direction. But you'll need 2 pieces of chipboard that are 4 by 5, one that is 1 by 5. And for this tutorial, I do not do the lay flat method. I'm just doing the standard 1 sheet because again, I had a piece in my bin like this and I just used it. So to cover the chipboard, you'll need 1 piece that is 7 by 12. And the only other thing I did, which you don't even need this big of a piece, so I would cut this last to see what is left on your table, just in case you have to cut into new paper. But this was a little bit less than 5 inches tall by 9. So we will go ahead and do the cover first. I am gonna just have to change these a little bit. We'll do the cover first, and then I'll show you the cuts for the other, flips and flaps, all that good stuff. So I do have score tape on the back of my chipboard. You can use glue. I say it in every video, so whatever adhesive you like, feel free. And you can use spacers. There's so many things to do covers. I just do a 1-inch score line, like in an L, and then I place mine down. If I wasn't doing a tutorial, I would just eyeball it and put it down. Oh, and I need my score tape. Hold, as always. Okay, so I'm gonna just do, I like to leave like a 1/8 inch gap in between. Some people do a 1/4 of an inch, whatever you prefer. And then we're gonna stick this down. I'm gonna burnish that before I put this down. Okay, like so. Score tape. And you don't have to do this part, it's just something I like to do. Makes me feel better. I'm gonna put this one on. And I'll have another tutorial up tonight. This is not straight, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. But I will have another tutorial up tonight. So stay tuned for that. I just forgot I had my niece's horseback riding lessons. So I just trim off and leave about 1 inch. So you can, you don't have to trim it. You could just fold it over. It still will work. But I'm going to go ahead and get my score tape on there. So again, this is your preference. Whichever adhesive you like to have on yours. We'll do a 1/4 inch. just like to put it on there, push it in, over, push it in. Okay, and you guys always ask me, what is this tool I use? It is just a branding strip. I mean, a packaging from Little B washi tape. So there is like a little like thing here when you get it, and the tape sits right here. I just cut that off, and I have like 5 of them because I don't know if this is still a company that is in business, because I know it's hard to find. But if I'm in like craft stores and I see some, I will just buy them. I don't need the washi tape, but I just buy it because I love this tool. This is a ginger from my sister's scrapper who got me hooked on it, and I can't stop. And I'm not the one who can rip it off with my finger. I've tried. I am just ridiculous with it. It doesn't work for me. So I have that. I have plenty of other like acrylic things I can use. You can use your stamping acrylic block if you want to use that. I just like my little blades. I think it's like the perfect little thing. Somebody out there should just create it. Go on Shark Tank or something and create it for the crafters. And just get this all the way around and then come back and burnish it all. I'm also going to put it down around here. Just since I have my tape out, just makes it nice and easy. But when we go to put on, just because this is a small one, I have the small albums, I cover the whole inside. I don't know why. Again, you don't have to. You can use a 5-inch piece, whatever. But I'll explain more when we get to the actual section. So make sure you burnish everything. That is most important, that everything is nicely burnished so it will adhere on both sides and your project will stay together. Okay, and you can get out your mitering tools if you have them, or let me just show, I'm just cutting through and I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch from the cardstock, it's hard to see with that blue, to the chipboard. And again, I say this all the time. Some people like to just cut out the corners. That's fine too. Whatever is easiest for you. And I do recommend trying all the different ways. Then you come up with what works for you. So this is just a piece of basil cardstock from my stash. I want to use up some of the cardstock I don't use. I have so much cardstock. For my other albums, I mostly use my Country Craft Creations Artisan cardstock. But I'm probably going to take these off. For this one, I wanted to use up, which is still decent cardstock. So I just want to start using up some of my stuff in my stash. Go. There we go. And I don't even know what paper I'm going to use on this one. Maybe I'll use a Christmas, like baking, one of the baking ones. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I thought this turned out so cute. You guys, I don't like pre-plan like a lot of people are able to kind of think what they're going to make. They write it all out and then they create it. I start with the size and then I just go. I just create from there. My glue is not coming out very well. I left it open a little too long, obviously. But I also filled in my glue from another bottle, like I consolidated. It doesn't matter. And I'm just gonna flip that over. And I saw little chunkies going into the bottle, so I know I'm gonna have chunks going into this glue, so it's gonna get stuck on me quite a few times unless I decide to just toss it. But there was little glue booger balls definitely that went in here, so that very well could be what is making this not come out right away. But enough is coming out to stick it down. It'll eventually poop on through, whatever it is. I'm just going to say my glue is constipated right now. It just needs... Tiffany, stop it. Okay. Let me be professional. I'm just a mess. I'm just a mess. You know, it is kind of a holiday weekend. Kind of, sorta, because, I mean, the holiday's next week. So I'm counting this as like a holiday weekend. I feel like people still will have like 4th of July celebrations. So, you know, there'll be some fun happening. But for me, it's a holiday weekend every weekend. I'm enjoying not working way too much. And I am kind of a bum. Like, I'm not even going to try to hide it. I've been keeping, like, the downstairs is clean. I don't want to clean nothing upstairs. I don't want to spend every day cleaning. I don't want to cook. I've always said I want to be a housewife just with no kids or husband at the house while I'm doing it. You guys, well, most of you know that have watched my channel. I have my husband here. I love him. But it'd be more fun by myself. And him going to an office like he used to. Oh my gosh, those were the days. But he's worked from home, gosh, I mean, before COVID. So, he's had it pretty nice. And he always got the house when I traveled all the time. He's had it good. I never get the house by myself. Never. Again, if you have been watching, you know I've been trying to get him to go on trips, which he says he's going, then he backs out of them. It's so sad. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to go with him on these trips. Only way he'll go. But I would love, I think our next trip is going to be Ireland next year. I'm going to try to get that going. So we're just wrapping our chipboard and giving it a good burnish all the way around. If your corner, if you eyeballed it and it's not perfect, then you could just come in and trim up the corners. You can come in and smooth your sides, like so. I'm gonna just come in and get this inside stuck down, so just getting it in there. Like that. And then I'm gonna put some glue on here. And I don't want it to be all, I want more glue, so hold on. Let me just try to get that little blob out. It's probably not gonna work, but we'll just keep going. So I'm going to, oh, I should do a little check. I'm glad I checked because this is a little too big. Okay. Ooh, I stuck it down. Ooh. Ooh. What did I cut mine to? Oh, I didn't do. I need to go a little bit less. So hold on. And was this the right length? This is good enough. So we'll do a little trim. See if I can. You can trim a lot or a little, like I do. It's up to you. I'm just going to do another little fit here because I'm going to want this down. I did the other side. Let me just make sure this will get covered, so I'll just cover it. I'm going to put this side down like I did. Did I? I don't know. Where did I have the glue? It doesn't matter. It all gets covered anyways. Isn't this a great tutorial? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my, I have a really funny story for you guys. And I want to say, like, I am TMI all the way. I always, like, I have no problem telling my business. I don't get embarrassed about things. So if this embarrasses you, feel free to fast forward. But I just have to say, okay, I mean, some people will be able to relate to this. So a lot of you have been asking how my husband's doing, and thank you. I so appreciate it. I feel like this is going to show, so I'm just going to do that right there. Don't worry, it'll be fine. He's great with his procedure. It literally was nothing. It was like the easiest thing. Just all of it, the surgery, the healing, you know, at home, all that stuff. He wasn't in pain, blah, blah, blah. Well, so he's not supposed to do exercise for a couple weeks. And, you know, again, this is TMI, so sorry if I offend anybody. But it's just human nature, people. It's okay. It's what it is. I'm just going to say. So, you know, just the sexual part, you know, he was saying, oh, when? I was like, oh, you know, you can't do nothing for 2 weeks. I kind of told a fibby because I read his paperwork and it said on there, you know, you can't lift weights or do anything like that for 2 weeks. Just make sure everything's really burnished down. That's all I'm doing. You can't do any type of exercising. He could walk and all that, but no exercising, blah, blah, blah. Well, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I was reading and it said sex. I was like, oh God. It said 1 week. I threw that piece of paper in that folder. I'm not joking, you guys. If you guys could have saw me, I threw that in that folder so fast and I took that folder away. So wrong. Nope. No, ma'am. Nope. 2 weeks. I'm sorry if I'm offending you guys. I know I'm totally inappropriate. You know, it's life. It's life. But, you know, he was fine. Okay. 2 weeks. I'm never gonna forget that. I was talking to some girls on Zoom and I told them if I was a cartoon, my eyeballs would have bulged out when I saw that it said 1 week. Like, you know, the old school cartoons with like Roadrunner and I don't know, Coyote, all that stuff. Oh my gosh. When I say I threw that paper back into that folder so fast, I didn't even look at nothing else. I was just like, nope, we're done. Yep, so that was my comedy for you guys for this weekend. And again, I will just apologize if that offended anybody. But life is real, right? Okay, so let's just go through and see. It doesn't matter which way I move my blinds. The sun changes. I'm just like changing it. There we go. Okay. So here's what we need for the left side of the folio. You need a piece that is 6 by 5, and then you are going to score it. I have it upside down at a 1/2 inch. So let's get this out. Let's just do this together. See if we can speed up a tutorial for once. Do it this way. So at a 1/2 inch, and then 3/4 of an inch, and then 4 1/2. Then you'll need a piece that will be the right side. This is still all on the left, so just until I tell you we're doing the right side of the folio, this is all the left side of the folio. This is the right flap, and it is 4 1/2 by 5, and I think I said on 5, and that is incorrect because it is on the 4 1/2 side. So ignore that. Boop, boop. 4 1/2 is what that would be. Okay. And you're going to score 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. Then we have inside that, we have a waterfall. And it is 3 1/4 by 9. And on the 9 side, we're going to score at 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, and then you will need, I only did one of these, but you will need 2 photo mats if you want it how I did it, with the 3x4 cut aparts on there. I had 2 of these, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And again, these were all just scrap pieces that, you know, I had when I did the black. I then had to go cut for the brown, but it's just fun to go through your scrap pile and see what you have to work with. And that's how I came up with all these little cuts. Okay, so that was the left side of the book. Now for the right side, we will need, here is our top flap. And this is a little bit less than 4 because the book is 4. So we want just a little bit smaller so it folds up nicely. But a little bit less than 4 by 6 inches. And on the 6-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 to have a 1/2 inch gusset. Then the bottom is less than 4 by 5 1/2. On the 5 1/2, we're going to do the same thing, 1/2 inch and then 1. And then we have a gatefold underneath that. So you'll need 2 pieces that are 2 7/8 by 5, a little bit less than 5 because when those top and bottoms fold up again, you don't want it to impede. So score at 1/2 inch on the 2 7/8 side on both of those. Then for the accordion waterfall, I literally had just a whole bunch of pieces that were like this, so that's how I put it together. You could, like I have one piece here that is 6 1/2 by 4 1/4, and then we're going to score it in the middle at 3 1/4. But if you have longer pieces, you can make your accordion longer. I'm just showing you guys like the small little pieces that I had. So I needed 4 of these at 3 1/4, or gosh, 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, and score at 1/2 inch. I was not paying attention while I was putting this tutorial together. So just like that. And then you're going to need 4 of them, and you're going to score all 4 at 1/2 inch, and then you'll score this one at 3/4 of an inch. So let's go ahead and start putting it together. What is that piece? Where is my mat? It's right behind me. So we're going to start with the left side. So just start folding. So I'm going to want this. On my paper I have like a textured on one side and it's smooth on the other. So a lot of this I'm going to put the textured on the outside. So I'm just kind of being mindful of where I'm folding. Okay, so it looks like this. Can you guys see? I don't know. I never can tell. With my camera thing is like right in the middle. And then I feel like this blue mat, you can't see anything. Now with our 4 1/2 by 5, I score there first. Burnish that crease. So we have a 1/4 inch gusset, like so. Those are 2 pieces. And then we have our waterfall, which again, I was gonna do, I'm gonna do it this way. I was gonna do 2 of these, and that didn't work. It was funny. Okay, so get your book. Hopefully, can you guys see okay? I don't know if I should have light on. We'll try that and just see. Okay, so right now we are taking our left piece. We are going to put some glue, miter our corners and make a lot of noise while we're doing it. if you did not know and you're new to my channel, this is not the peaceful, talking so nice and have music playing and it's serene channel. This is the hot mess girl over here doing her thing. And that's just how it's gonna be. That's it. Okay. So I'm just lining these up before I push it down and make sure I'm lined up here and here as I'm holding it. You can, before you push, you could check this direction and make sure you don't go over. It's really important that your covers are as nicely done as you can get them. And as you do more books, it gets easier and easier. Doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, because I make them on every project. There will be something in just a minute. Hold on. I got you. Don't worry. But you do get better at making it. So we are going to put the right side, and I'm going to flip again so I can have my textured on the outside. You have to make sure when you go to put this down, so do a dry fit and just make sure, this glue kills me. You do not go, you want to be able to fold this up. It's hard to see, but if you go too far into that gusset, it doesn't fold nicely. It will work, but it's not going to be nice, and it's going to like kind of distort your fold, if that makes sense. So we're just putting that on. Let's see if I could do a tutorial under an hour. I don't know. Okay. So right now we have, and I just kind of bend everything back how it's supposed to be. I make sure when I have gussets like this, I make sure it's as square as possible. I did add a magnet here and here, so I'll just say, just write on your thing, magnet. If you want one, you don't have to have one. You can have a tie closure. You don't have to have any closures. I know a lot of people don't like magnets, and magnets can be a little expensive. So I have it like that, but on the inside, I have where we're going to put down this little baby just centered in the middle there. And I had another one I was going to do at the I don't know what I was thinking. It just, yep. You know, that's why I just design as I go, because it doesn't always work out. Oh, and I don't want to do that yet, because I want to use this. So before you glue this down, you need to put your pattern paper down first. I mean, you don't have to. To me, it just looks better. So let me grab my repositional. I love this. It's my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So in here, see how like our hinge is right there? Now if you don't want to do that, you can do the regular way of doing like a waterfall singles. But again, it was just nice to use up the scraps that I had in that size. So I'm not going to put mine all the way down yet until I do my paper. But we're just going to eyeball it, put it up to the top, make sure you're good. This is a nice beginner project, but it's also, I'm telling you, I just think these would make a cute little Christmas, a baby, just a nice gift, nice and easy. Okay, so now we're doing the right side. Your photo mat would go in this pocket here, so I'm just going to kind of close that up, but that's where your photo mats would go. So now let's do these, and I'm going to miter these corners, and I'm just going to do it together. It might give some of you a heart attack. So we have these two mitered. Let's crease the folds. This gives us a 1/2 inch gusset, kind of like a pocket, not a pocket, a box style gusset. So we're going to stick these down first before we put in the gatefold. Okay, so this is the top. And I did want the other side. I'm going to flip it, so ignore this. It's probably giving you a heart attack because it would me if I was watching myself. Oh, I keep forgetting I want like the rigid part of my cardstock on the outside. But this is what I do. It's going to get covered up anyway, so it doesn't matter. Boop, boop. Got that on there. That is just up to that first score. Now, what you want to do is make sure, again, I come all the way out to this side. But before you stick it all the way down, just kind of make sure this folds up, which it does. So we're good. And we're going to come in and burnish that down really good. So I'm just kind of checking things as I'm going. Okay, so that will work. And another reason I like magnets, because it will force kind of, if your paper was on there unevenly, you can kind of force it to straighten up if you use magnets and put them on strategically. Oh, I just did it again. It's because I wrote on the smooth side. I can't. I'm just not meant to do tutorials. That's all you can do is just laugh, peeps. Just laugh. We have fun on this channel. We forget about all the craziness happening in the world, in our lives. And it's just a moment for us to be, you know, to be fun. Okay, so again, I'm going to make sure I'm out to this side first before I put it all the way down. I do come in and just check that I'm lined up with this one. So it looks like I have it all stuck, but I do not until I give it a good burnish. Burnish. I have glue everywhere. All over. Let me try to get it off my fingers so I could stop getting it all over my project. Okay. But again, my hands are nice and soft when I'm crafting. That exfoliating is no joke. Okay, so this one, let me fold this back into place. There we go. So this one looks like that. You will have a shorter one here. And I just kind of look at everything, nice and square. We're good. Now let's do the gatefolds. Just cut these together. Just a little miter. If you forget to miter, that's fine. Your project looks the same as mine. We just, you know, like to do it. I try to, as much as possible, not see, you know, the seams. Now on this one, I do want you to dry fit. And, oh, hold please. Hold on, because I did not put, nope, I did not. Hold on. We have to score. Sorry, told you I'd mess up, but at least I catch it. Okay, so we need, I did a 3/8 inch of a score. So we scored at 1/2 inch, 1/2, and then we're going to score at 5/8 of an inch because we need that nice little gusset. Oh, that was my husband. I'm going to grab my little score. Hold on. Did you guys hear that laugh this time? He does crack me up. Okay. So, oh, it's going to kill me because I'm going to have that little, I'm going to have white showing on my book. Okay, so 5/8. What am I doing? What is happening? Don't do what I do. Oh, goodness. 7/8 is what we want. Goodness gracious. So this is actually 7. Nope, I don't even like that. 7/8. Okay, let's try this again. Tiffany, I'm going to come in. I'm going to bump that out. Bump this one back out just slightly. Boop. There we go. Come back. 7/8. Your girl has problems. And now you will make sure, there's so much glue on my fingers. You will make sure before you glue these down, like I would glue one down, and when you go to put the other one on, just kind of dry fit it first, because you might have to trim off a little sliver to make sure that they bump up nicely. So I'm going to do our inside first, and I'm dry fitting because I might need to take off a little bit if this doesn't fold up nicely. Okay, it does. I still, I might want to take off just a little bit more just to be on the safe side. Are these the same size? Yes. So let's do that. I just want like a 1/16 of an inch off from the 5. Which, if you're not good with that, that's okay. It's just a little sliver. That's what we want taken off. Let me remiter. We were doing so good. It's okay though. This is what happens. So I'm going to come in now and glue this one down. Like so. And again, do not go to that hinge. Just kind of line up with the edge of, you know, this paper here. So I'm just matching it, but making sure before I stick it all the way down, this folds up good. And if for some reason it didn't, you could still trim it off even if you stuck it down because you thought it was good. And then you got things going and it didn't work. I have done that. I would just come in and like just take my scissors, trim off a little bit there or the other end, whichever. Okay. But I want to get this square. Got that square now. I'm going to just double check this one. And if I put it on where it's supposed to go, do they match up? I think it will be good. And if it's not, I will just take a sliver off even once it's on there. There's always a way to fix things, so just know that. So come back this way. And if yours is a little bit smaller than 5, you want to make sure you're also lined up. So I have it lined up here, but now I want to make sure I'm lined up with this one here and here, which I am. This looks good. I gotta always lift it up to really see. Oh, am I lined up with this? Yes, because I went all the way to the edge. I mean, this is pretty much it. Now I will say, so let's fold this up just kind of how, there we go. So that works. Yes, 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 we're good. Okay, I don't think I'll need to trim, but if I did, I would just come in here with my scissors, just like here, and just take a little bit off. Now, you actually need another photo mat. I think that's why I had the one. So you'll need one more of these. This is what I stuck down here to keep it closed with magnets, but you could use like a die cut, a little chipboard, You don't have to do anything at all. I said that as well because this will keep it closed, but I did do, so I did a magnet here and a magnet here. I did a magnet here and there, and then on the back of this, same thing, magnet, magnet. So it just went clink, like so. Now for the waterfall, and I'm going to give you guys, you know, just something. So originally I was working with scraps again, and I just put this, I was like, oh, let me just see what I can, I stuck this together, then I went back and scored it, and I'm just going to make like a cute little, like quick little, you know, this will be the actual folio, no hardcover, nothing. At least I think so. But I was like, oh, but let me do my book, and I want to do it in the black. So it was supposed to be 3.5 by 4.5, and I cut my black and scored my black all wrong. So that's why it was 3.25 by 4.25. And then there's extra room because it still works. So I was like, I'm going with it. So you could do it just like me, how, you know, I gave you the measurements. But if you want to make yours bigger, this one is 4.5 by 3.25. So I just glued, you know, the pieces together that again were scraps. You can see like where the where I glued it together, depending upon each piece of paper was different. So, you know, just an idea if you want to have, you know, a bigger accordion. But for now, all you do is come in and score everything. So let's get these corners mitered. The only reason why we miter is so you don't see the actual seam of where this is stuck to, you know, another piece of paper. So it's not like necessary that you have to do it, but so just score these, and they might, or fold these, they're already scored. You might have to flip them depending upon the direction once you start your accordion. And you could do less. You don't have to do this many. It could be a smaller accordion. This is that other piece, our back piece. And all I did was glue. I did 3 sides in case I wanted to put a little tag in there as always. But this is what gets glued to the back. So we're just going to start with one and start gluing them together. Just get these all together. Now your next one. And you want it to zigzag, so make sure you're going like the opposite direction. That is most important. And I kind of just like to kind of put it all together, make sure it looks good on all sides as much as possible. Sometimes, you know, you could be off, especially if you're scoring versus these singles. That's okay. There we go. Next one. Okay, so see, we got it going. Look at that sun just blaring through. Okay, now here, I want to make sure, so this is going to go on that side. Switch this again. And this is it. This is the album. So the only thing, just make sure that, I'm going to go this way. Make sure you have 3 of those 3.25 by 4.25 photo mats versus the one that I started off with. If you want to do exactly how I did it. The other thing on the left side of the folio, which I'll show you in just a second, is there is a faux pocket. Okay, so I got this. And then this I just glued down on 3 sides. So like this. But I put my decorative paper down first. My pattern paper went down first. And then it just goes in here. And then it left me an option, because you guys know I like to have options. If I wanted to add a little tag in there, then I can. It could be like a little secret little spot. But it goes like that, this, boop, boop, and we're done. So on this side, under here, we're gonna fold this. I have just a faux pocket. I mean, it's still a pocket. It's not a faux pocket because I just did it with the decorative paper, my scraps. So just like that. And that is it. So hopefully you guys like this tutorial. Again, I just think this would be cute for all occasions. It's adorable. I did put my ribbon here. You don't have to have a ribbon closure. It's just really cute. But once you, if you mat like me, it fills up. But you don't have to. And we'll see if I get this one covered. But there you guys go. Thanks for watching. Let me know if I made more boo-boos that I didn't catch. And I will answer in the comments below. Okay, bye.